Design and sewing has become a massive aspect of my everyday life, as it's my dream to pursue a career in the sustainable fashion industry. This activity has many links to consumer behaviour, such as the purchasing of the materials and the equipment that I use, as well as my actual reasonings behind what I do, which is linked to my ethical and environmentally conscious values. With this being said, both hedonic and utilitarian reasons are present in my shopping orientation. Hedonic, which focuses more on the pleasurable and tangible reasons, in the sense that design and sewing is something that brings me joy, and I use it as a stress relief, especially during uni times. I also am deeply intrigued with the fashion industry and looking into different designs. However, I also do present utilitarian reasons in my shopping, which relates more to the functional and the tangible aspects of shopping, as it's a necessity for me to actually develop my skills in sewing and designing and sketching in order to achieve my career goals eventually. The theory that can be best linked to my consumer behaviour is the personality traits that are relevant to consumer behaviours. These reflect my purchasing habits best, and they include innovativeness, materialism, frugality, self-consciousness, and need for cognition. Innovativeness is the degree to which a consumer is open to new ideas and buying new products, services, or experiences early in their market introduction. My consumer behaviour can be related to innovativeness through my focus on in-depth research into new ideas and philosophies, such as sustainable fashion, as well as products, such as ensuring the material that I buy is ethical and sustainable. I'm also deeply intrigued with new and innovative sustainable products that reach the market, such as newly developed alternatives to animal leather, like cork and pineapple. This quality stems from my personal trait of being an innovative person and seeking new and innovative products and services. This can be further linked to my openness to experience, which is a dimension of the Big Five neo-personality inventory. Materialism is the extent to which material goods are important to consumers' lives. So we can look at materialism as though it's a spectrum in relation to consumer behaviour. My consumer behaviour essentially focuses on minimalism, which is the opposite of materialism, and it attempts to combat the concept of materialism, which is formed from possessiveness, non-generosity, and envy. However, in the public eye, this consumer behaviour is often highly viewed as a materialistic manner, due to the excessive purchasing of material and the stereotype that is attached to the industry. Frugality is the extent to which consumers exhibit restraint when purchasing and using resources. It is noted that consumers high in this trait deny short-term purchasing, using resources, and purchasing whims, and focuses on resourcefully using what they already own. So frugality can be linked to my consumer behaviour of design and sewing, specifically the ethical reasonings behind what I do, and especially when it comes to purchasing habits that are attached to this behaviour. With my design and sewing being deeply focused on the ethical and eco-friendly principles, I'm extremely conscious and frugal with my purchasing and my use of resources. For example, the materials, fabrics, and the equipment that I use, such as sewing tools, threads, buttons, zippers, any kind of material I purchase for my sewing are either secondhand or they support local and small businesses. This can be Etsy or op shops, charity shops, anything like that. Or they're produced ethically and sustainably from notable brands. Another example would be my reuse of clothing and items I already own to turn into new clothing. Self-consciousness is the degree to which a person deliberately monitors and controls the image of the self that is projected to others. This can be related to my social media page. I run through Instagram that focuses on promoting my designs and my creations. I do this in order to create a portfolio and an image of myself as a designer. Continuously monitoring the insights and data of how my audience reacts to my page, I aim to project an image of an ethically sustainable and conscious brand to others, which displays my self-conscious habits. And lastly, the need for cognition. So this is the degree to which a person likes to think about things and by extension expands the necessary effort to process brain information. In relation to where I purchase my materials and what companies that I buy from, I will always undergo in-depth research in relation to the brands in terms of their internal processes, their supply chains, and who their stakeholders are. I'm also an extremely in-depth thinker when it comes to my actual designs and analysing different styles and methods in construction and continuously developing my skills with reference to lots of inspiration from other designers. So in summary, the consumer behaviour that is used in my everyday life, which is design and sewing, can be related to the theory of personality traits. So innovativeness, materialism, frugality, self-consciousness, and need for cognition. So this can be related to my ethical values and is displayed through the brands that I purchase from in terms of materials and equipment, and it also depends on what places that I use for inspiration, such as Pinterest and a lot of social media.